Have you been in for a dip yet, Robert?
Yes. Yeah, most weekends we've been in.
Okay.
So it's about, I think the earliest was my wife went in on Easter weekend.
How's the temperature of the water?
Right now it's actually nice, as long as you don't go into the deep side.
Okay.
But the surface, probably the first 3 feet, is quite warm.
Okay. So we're out here today at Naturalized pool here in Peterborough, and I'm joined with Robert Brown, the homeowner. And Robert, tell me why you chose this type of pool.
Well, I wanted a pool. The kids wanted a pool, but I really didn't want the standard pool with the chlorine and the concrete. So I wanted to create something that was natural. Mm-hmm. You see so many, ponds and waters. I had a small pond, and the water was always great, crystal clear. And I just thought you must be able to do this on a larger scale.
Exactly. Where did you get the idea for this?
The plan I ended up following was a fellow down in the States who's been doing this for probably, I guess, the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. So I just took his plans and modified it to my environment.
Okay. And I see plants here. They obviously must play an important role in all this.
Yeah, the plants are actually what regenerates the water. So instead of using chlorine to clarify it and oxygenate it, use the plants. And they're just planted in gravel instead of in dirt.
Okay.
So it's almost like I always think of it as a hydroponic system. So
mm-hmm.
They break down the nitrates, etc.
See, we've got a bit of a waterfall going back here. I'm assuming that's part of the filtration system. How does it all work?
The water, what happens is the water gets drawn up to the top, and there's actually what you call a biofilter, so it bubbles up through the bottom. There's some layers of earth and dirt, and there's actually a few plants in there as well, mm-hmm. And then it runs down the waterfall. Okay. So that helps provide a lot of the oxygen.
Okay. Do you have to add water to it or anything like that?
Only the odd time. Most of the time it's pretty self-sufficient between the rain and everything, but mm-hmm. if we get a long dry spell, it does evaporate, so we'll top it up a little bit with some water.
See, there's all kinds of wildlife in here. Robert, tell me about that.
Yeah, there's lots of toads and frogs, so right now there's thousands of little tadpoles. Mm-hmm. There's also lots of dragonflies that come out, all sorts of water skippers and things like that. So it's really just like a natural lake. So yeah. Everything you find there, you find here.
Exactly. The frogs tend to serenade you at night as well.
Oh yes, yeah. Especially this time of year. If you get a warm night, then all of the bullfrogs and the toads and the mm-hmm. Tree frogs, they're all going. It's quite loud.
Okay. And this is more than just a summertime pool. You can also extend its use into the winter as well.
Yeah, in the winter you don't have to do anything. Like a normal pool, you have to drain. Here we just leave the water where it is, and we actually shovel it off and skate on it.
Oh, nice.
So we put a little hockey rink out there.
Mm-hmm. What sort of advice would you give to someone who is looking to go into this sort of a pool?
Oh, I definitely recommend it. It's great. It's natural habitat. At the same time, you get I think it's nice, depending mm-hmm. on people's perspective. I guess it changes.
Exactly.
But it's very natural. It's relatively low maintenance. There's mm-hmm. no chemicals. It's more like gardening as opposed to cleaning.
Tell me a bit about the installation process, Robert.
I did most of it myself. What we did was I had an excavator come in to dig the hole, obviously, but then it's a great big rubber liner, mm-hmm. so we just had to place that. The other major obstacle was building the interior wall. So It's an interior cedar wall. So it's about 4 feet high, submerged, and then it was filling up the exterior with all of the rock for the plants.
Okay, sounds interesting. Perhaps we should go for a dip.
Sure.
All right. Thanks for joining me today for the Green Update, and we'll see you again next week.
The Green Update is brought to you by the City of Peterborough. Peterborough is a great place to cycle. On the trails, to work, to school, or to a friend's house. Get out and get active by cycling. A message from the City of Peterborough.